Hey, hi. In this session, we're going to see how you can create the subclient for the file system agents, and then how you can run the backups and restore. For that, I'm on the command center. If you scroll down here, in this, you go further down. In the manage, you have something called servers. So in the type, you try to select the all. Now you have a Linux client and Windows client. If I see on the agent. I have installed the file system agent on one machine and on other machine I have a Windows file system, right? So let's go to that protect section, right? I want to protect here the scroll up. So file server. So here you can see that let's go with the Windows client first. Click on the Windows client. Okay, so if you scroll down, so you can see that there is already a default subclient created, right? So I'll show you how you can create a new subclient. So right now, we say that there is no plan assigned to the default subclient. I'll create a new subclient, and then give the name. So I will give the name here as you can say the logs path, and in the plans, I will select Windows FS1. Okay, here for the content, I will be browsing that, right? So in the C drive, if I go to that program files, COM content store, so there is something called log files. So I will select a log files path. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take a backup of the log files. So you scroll down, so and you want to add any exclusions, you can do that, or exceptions. That should not. Okay, so what is important here is the content. So you need to define the correct content, and you scroll down. So with that option you can provide. Say okay. Okay. So now I see that a new subclient is created. If you click on that new subclient, it will give the details of it, right? So you can see that logs path and then the backup set name, default backup set, the plan that I selected, and when is the next backup it's going to run. So far no backup has been run. You can see it never backed up. And yeah, this is the content that you defined selected for this particular subclient. And yeah, let's do one thing. Let's run one manual backup, okay, and see. So click on backup. So I want to run the full backup since it is the first time, right? So email, I don't have any email configured. So I'll uncheck it and say okay. Okay, it's asking to view the job details. Other option you can also check is from the file filter navigation. In the navigation pane, there is something called, if you minimize the product job section. Okay, over here you have a job ID. Click on the job ID. It will show you the details of it. So now you can see that the job status is in waiting. So it is a full backup job. It is started manually or interactively by admin, and this is information of the media agent. So which media agent it is using to backup, right? And subclient path and plan associated, right? So now it turned green. We wanted to see the attempts. So see that scan completed and the event. Okay, that you can ignore for now because something related to VMware workstation and the retention information. Click on the overview. So we see that progress is 85%. So the throughput and currently which file it is backing with, right? So you can see that the data transferred on the network and the number of objects backed up, right? and qualified for the backup and size of the application. Yep, it's done, right? So you can see that for here, size of the application 4.76 MB, data transfer is this, and estimated media size is this one. So you may get it out how we are getting a savings when we selected the non-dedupe disk storage. So it is because of the compression. Even if you are not using deduplication, Commvault will still use a compression on the data, and then it will give you some savings, right? So you can see that you are getting a good savings because of the compression. So so the job is completed. Let's do one thing. Let's trigger a restore for the same client. Go to the protect option and file server and Windows client. Okay. So before we trigger a restore, let me go to that Windows client. I have to do send the control alt delete. So what I'm trying to do is I will delete few files. Okay. We go to this one. C program files. Commvault content store. The log files. So I'll delete all the files and see what will happen. It says that because the file is open in the communication. Yeah, that should be fine. You can skip that. You can skip do this for all. Skip it. So now you see that. So I have deleted many files here, right? What I'm trying to do, I will be restoring the files, right? Right now you don't have any log files here. So if I go to this option, okay, Windows client, click on the Windows client. So you can see the recovery point. I have a recovery point on 31st and the time is 10:55, 4 minutes back, right? So I will select that recovery point and restore, right? Click on the restore. Okay, uh, so I have the C drive. If I further click on that arrow, go to the Commvault, content store, log files. Yeah, so I want to select everything in the log files, right? So select all, or else you can do something like so in the content store, select the log files folder and restore. So I want to restore on the same destination and restore to the original folder. So I want to restore to the original folder. So there is one option, one more option, unconditionally overwrite if the file exists. So I'll select that option and yeah, I don't want any email because I did not configure any email. So submit. So go to the view jobs. So now the restore job is running. Okay. So I scroll down the event. So don't worry about this. This is something related to the network adapter on the like the VMware. So for now you can ignore that. It will not impact our restore. So the restore seems to be yeah. So if you click on the streams here, okay, so you click on the overview again. The restore completed. That's how you do the restore. And let's see how you can do the restore of an file server. Okay, Linux file server. Go to the file server, Linux client. Okay, so in the Linux client again the same process. So we have a default subclient. So we don't have any plan assigned. I'll create a new subclient and I will give something with the name Linux FS Linux files. In the plan, I'll select the Linux FS 1 week and browse for the path. And this time, I want to select the etc something, the configuration files I would like to select. Uh, it's a Ubuntu machine. So see what are there in the app mode. Let me minimize this and okay, I'll do one thing. I'll be selecting some config file, right, in the Linux machine. If I log in into that, so we need to decide which files we have to back up, right? So we have some config files here. Uh, so here, let's do one thing. Let's select the network manager. Okay, so network manager can be catastrophic. If I delete anything on the network manager, it might break, right? So let's create some file in the, like slash usr, right? I'll make one file. So confidential, file name is confidential. I want to take a backup of this file, right? It is in the usr path. So let me cancel and browse again. So if you scroll down, you have something usr, and so there is a file called confidential.txt. Click on save. I want to take a backup of this file. Okay, click on OK. Right. So let's select a backup of this file, and just a second. If I scroll down, yeah, everything is okay. Click on OK, and you scroll down. This is a subclient created. So I want to take a backup of this file and full backup. Click on OK. So go to the job detail. Okay, so you can see that the file is getting backed up. Size of file is very small. So usually it will not be so small in the real-time environment. Number of objects backed up, only one object. So let's wait for that. So you can see, you can also monitor the streams here. So the streams will indicate, with how much, like the parallel streams that are running in the job. So go to the overview, the job is completed. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me delete the file and then we'll trigger one restore. Okay, it's just a notification. Job succeeded. So I'm on that machine. Let me remove that file. Okay, I don't see that file now. Let me restore it. Okay, we have to restore that to the same location. So go to the protect file server and you have a Linux client, and you scroll down. There is a restore recovery point here. So the last recovery point is 31st 11/9. The time is 11:11, 2 minutes back. So select the restore and Go for further down. Yeah, we have this file. I want to restore. So I want to restore to the same location. You can also restore the different location, but I want to restore on the same location. So restore to the original folder. Yeah, that should be okay. Or even with the in the same destination, you can restore to a different location. But I want to restore on the same folder or location. Click on submit and view job detail. So the restore is running. You can see the source and destination here. Okay, you need to monitor the streams, whether the stream is assigned or not. Okay, the job completed. Let's go to that the Unix client and it tell us now the file is back. Let's see if it has a content. Yes, it has a content, right? So that's how you know backup and restore the Linux file system using an Commvault agent. So yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.